Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 42 of the Hearts of Midlothian save, and today we begin the split. Good thing we didn't do Rangers and Aberdeen last episode, because first games in the split, Rangers and Aberdeen, both away from home. We were absolutely screwed in this draw, because we also have Celtic away from home. So, I'm not quite sure what we've done wrong there, but we've done something wrong. We've offended somebody because we have the next three teams in the league, or the three teams around us, all away from home. But anyway, since last episode, where we of course absolutely decimated Hibernian and Inverness, we were okay. It was gone okay. It was a little bit disappointing, to be honest. First up, we went and played at Kilmarnock. Sean Clay got the goal in the 28th minute. We essentially dominated the game, as you can see there. We just couldn't score. Porty O'Connor, you can see, was with two key passes, despite being a non-ball playing centre-back. Nicely done to him. We just missed a lot of changing. See, Uche had an off day again. He's been a little bit hit and miss the end of this season. So we ended up taking him off, but yeah, just missed a lot of chances this game. Then we went and played Rangers at Ibrox, and to be honest, we never showed up in this game. It was really, really disappointing. Look at those match ratings. We were truly, truly horrible. We never got in the game. To be fair, the goals they scored was a bit of a fluke goal, sort of like a cross that went in for the opener, then a penalty. So they didn't actually rip us. They didn't open us up necessarily. There was an element of luck about their first goal and then a penalty, but we can't complain. They absolutely deserve to win. We just never showed up, and I don't really understand why. Then we played Aberdeen, and it says 3-1. It was a good home win, but to be honest, it was a very even game. It was a tough game for us. Maybe even was second best. Certainly in terms of highlights, it seemed like they were maybe getting the better of the chances, but we just about shaded it. There was an own goal. Lewis Hartford and the Wizard, Lewis Potter, got the goals for us. So it was a good win. It was a really, really good, good result, I should say, rather than a good win. But the big news since last episode, if we look at Lewis Hartford here, he signed a 4-year deal. There's no release fee, which is absolutely perfect. That's what I wanted. So we've got him for the next 4 years in theory. But the main thing there is that if somebody wants to come in for him, there's no release fee. We can ask for what we want for him, and that is absolutely massive. So as I said, this episode, it's going to be all about Rangers and Aberdeen again. And if we look at the league table, you can see we're still in second. Now, the really annoying thing about that Rangers loss was that Celtic actually drew at the same time there. So had we managed to win that, we could have got this gap down to 6 points. As it is, it's at 8. Yeah, which was just a little bit disappointing. I think they've drawn 2 games in a row. They drew Aberdeen and Hibs. Yeah, so they've drawn 2 games since last episode. So if we had those 3 points against Rangers, it would have been down to 5 points. We played them once in the split. That's potentially 2, and then they just need to slip up one more time. But that would have meant us winning out, which was always going to be a big ask, I think. But we've still got the 11-point gap back to Rangers. So this episode, I think, is pretty much just about making sure we seal up second place. With the 2 teams there that are only a point between them, but they should be far enough back that they shouldn't worry us too much. Let's have a look what we're up against here. We are, as they're going to Rangers, they are the favourites, which is fair enough. You can see they're getting on top of us a little bit, which is really frustrating. Celtic go to Aberdeen, so ideally we'd like Aberdeen to win that. If we have any chance of winning this title, Aberdeen have to win that, and we have to win this. They're a direct team. Philip Cocu is the manager, balanced mentality. This is how they played against Celtic. I don't think we can read too much into that. This is how they played against us last time, which is, I think, much, much more what we can expect. We can see there sort of all the ins and outs of how they play. You can see, that sort of demonstrates how poor we were against Rangers. Lots and lots of key passes. So we're going to try and remedy that this time. This is the team we're sending out, and you'll notice a change in formation. We had to change something from last time because we were nowhere near them. So Teddy Smith goes in goal. Oh, now Taylor is left back. The other news is Dimitri Mitchell. He's pretty much gone for the year. He broke his wrist, I think it was, yeah. So it says 7 days to a month. It's going to be closer to a month, I would imagine, and that's pretty much going to be the end of the season. He might come back for a game or 2 at the end. So Taylor goes in there with Herring, Coping, and Smith. Now, Porty O'Connor's picked up an injury as well. Not as serious, but that's why Herring is coming in for this one. Cochrane, we're going to play him in a DM sort of role. Dominguez and Turnbull further forward. Potter and Clare in behind Uche. We're going to try him as a deep-lying forwards. But basically we don't want our striker to become isolated, so we do need him to drop back in here. I'm just not sure how Uche will go in that role. He has tended to struggle a little bit when we've asked him to do this, which is why I tend to play Brophy there. We have Brophy on the bench, so we'll wait and see sort of how things play out there. But we are matching them up man for man here. They pick up where they left off. We've got nothing to lose here, show what we're capable of. Let's go with that. Take a bit of pressure off. Some calm, we have faith. And like I say, I just want a better performance this time. So let's see how we do. A draw here would essentially wrap up second in the league for us, but I mean it all comes down to what happens at Pittodrie, isn't it? If Aberdeen can win there, we really want to see if we can win here. But yeah, like I said, I'm really glad we didn't put that game on YouTube, the last one, because someone just scored there. Might have been Inverness. Yeah, we really weren't good. Now there is a goals of the month at the end of this episode as well for all the goals that you missed in between episodes. Here we go with the Wizard. Overlapping run from Smith, back for Potter. In for Turnbull. Turnbull in a bit of a different role this time. Has a shot blocked away. Dominguez for Cochrane. Back for Dominguez. Clare. Very narrow. There's a good ball out there for Taylor. Can he pick out? Uche in the middle. He can't. It's Clare. It's hacked off the line. It's still there. Taylor, what is that? You've got to be less selfish, mate. Too close to the keeper. Oh, disappointing. If you put that back across the 6-yard box, make the keeper sort of come off his line to get it, and this is what they did to us last time. Morales in behind, and Teddy Smith makes the save. Danger's not clear yet, though. They have an overlapping run now. Come on, boys, get this clear. There we go. Excellently done from Peter Herring in the end there. And that is the end of the highlight, I would assume. How quick is Morales? This is what they did to us last time, and he's not that quick. I'll show you the way we're lining up defensively. We're not pushing up really that high. Do we want to just go lower? Maybe we do on this particular situation. Maybe we want to go lower. I don't like playing sort of deep defense because it just seems to invite them on. But that seems to be the only way that they're playing, is just trying to get Morales in behind. As you saw, he got both goals last time. As I said, won a penalty, which doesn't really. Sort of a deep line doesn't really affect that. Anyway, here we go with Clare. Now, what can he do here? He's got 2 men on him. He lumps the ball across the field. Finds the Wizard. Can the Wizard get a ball into the box? We've got men forward. Go on, Wizard. Oh, it's a good tackle, is it? It is a good tackle. Would have been a nice little counter-attack there. Here we go. We go from the throw. Smith in for Cochrane. Can he look at the edge of the area? Look at the edge of the area. Turnbull, look at the edge of the area. Oh, he's given it away. All right, let's see. Deeper line. Can we prevent them? Get Kiddies on the break. It doesn't look like we can. Flanagan, it's a bit of a deflected cross. It's well deflected out there. It's off the crossbar. Is it going to be a day? I think it was Coping that sort of got the block in on the pass there. Let's give it a get creative here. We have been second best, but I think we've injured Morales. That could be good news for us. If they take him off, we might look to push up a little bit. They have Egerton on the bench as well, of course, our old boy. I'll show you his value in a second. It hasn't really increased. A draw at Pittodrie still as well, which is a little bit disappointing. I was really hoping he would go there and really kick on and we'd get him on, because don't forget we have a 50% sell-on fee for wherever he goes next. What do we say to this? You've been unlucky so far. We've been anything. We've been the most luckiest team on the planet. Just keep doing what you're doing. Please. Alright, we'll go unlucky. I don't think we have been unlucky, but we'll go with that. We'll try and lie to our players. Great, excellent. Demotivated Herring. Come on, you're playing a 6-7, guys. You're better than that. Don't be demotivated. You should be fired up. We'll tell these attacking trio that there's a little bit more to come from them as well. Uche in the role, again, is not particularly doing what I wanted. I'm tempted to change him to a target man. On support. We'll see if we can bring players in that way. Because we haven't really seen anything of Uche. So maybe we look to do that. Because it's not his game. That's the thing. He's not... it's just not his game. Let's try him as a target man on support. And if we're going to do that, I wonder if we try passing into space. Let's try that as well. Yeah, because Uche is quick. He can still run onto things, even though if we're playing him as a target man. So we'll try that. See how we go second half here. As I said, a draw potentially isn't the worst for us because it just keeps that gap and it would essentially wrap up, especially if Aberdeen draw as well or lose. It would essentially wrap up second in the league for us. We do have Celtic on the final day, so I think what we'll do is we'll come back for the final day. Unless something miraculous happens and the Celtic start dropping points like crazy men. I don't see a point necessarily in coming back before that. A little bit of danger here, a little bit of danger here. Morales bends it over. Inverness has equalised against Hibs now, so Hibs must have saw the lead earlier on there. I saw a goal flash up, I just didn't see who it was for. Let's try to show some passion. We're not playing particularly well here at all. Here we go. Claire's nicked that. what is he going to do here? He goes early for the wizard. He can't quite get to it. Now, Potter has signed a new deal at Hull, his parent club, which essentially rules us out of signing him now. He's on about, I think it's $4,500 a week. So if we were to sign him, he'd want a pay increase on that, and then obviously the transfer fee is going to be more now as well. Oh, the subs almost caught me out. So Igerson is on. Alert. He's probably going to score. All right. It's not working out there for Claire, so let's bring on McDonald. Uche isn't particularly working. Let's just put him back to his more natural pressing forward and just see what happens. Anything else we want to do? I don't necessarily think so. Let's give it a get creative. And it's like a bit of a stick or twist moment, this, isn't it? Here we go. We need to defend this and then go up the other end and score, please, boys. It's there. It's away. Oh, too much space for this man. Oh, too much space. Close it down. Oh, there it is. Jordan Jones. He scores against us for fun, it seems like. He was a Kilmarnock player, and they went in and got him, and oh, that's really annoying. That's so late in the day as well. We'll exploit the flanks now. Let's take it off low crosses. I don't know why we have low crosses on anyway, to be honest. I must have had a game where Brophy was up top or something. Shouldn't really have checked that, but to be honest, we haven't got any crosses in the box anyway. We just didn't. We didn't close it down, did we? Come on, boys, get creative here. Let's something. We've looked absolutely toothless against Rangers 2 games in a row now. Dominguez has nicked that. Can we get something late? It's a ball forward for McDonald. He's never going to get to that. Celtic take the lead late against Aberdeen. And that is essentially the title done. It keeps our interest alive for second place, though, doesn't it? I'm not happy with that, boys. It just seems a little bit like we've switched off towards the end of the year here. So we might have to... I might have to have a team meeting or something, reevaluate the team talks maybe. That just keeps it alive for second place, doesn't it? With 4 games to go, they are, 8 points behind us. The league, unfortunately, now is done. But guys, wait right there. We'll be back for Aberdeen. Let's see if we can rebound from that defeat. Okay, welcome back. We go to Aberdeen, and we have a decent enough record against them. It's a Steve Clark team, so always a little bit of a bogey manager for me. So what we're expecting from them, they're a balanced, direct, very similar to what they called Rangers in that respect. Analysis report, they can see they played against us this last time, the 4-4-2. Similar, they played the same way against Celtic. So we're assuming they're kind of narrow. We should be able to get to them down the sides. You can see the key passes there. Now, we are doing a little bit of an experiment in this one, though. We're going to try playing with the 5-3-2. Sort of experimenting for next season as much as anything. So Teddy Smith in goal. Except we don't want him on attack anymore, do we? Because he's an absolute clown. Proctor, Coping, and Herring as the back 3. Smith down the right, Taylor down the left. Cochrane and Hickey in midfield. Levitt in behind Uche and Brophy. Now, a few things to update you on since last game, because it's been a bit of an injury fest. OC Tutu, who I wanted to try down the right side as the attacking wing-back, he's picked up an injury, essentially season-ending at 3 weeks, as has Lewis Hartford. Again, 2 to 5 weeks, essentially that is season-ending for him as well. Yeah, so let's see how this does. I was going to do it off-camera because we have some easier games coming up against Hibs and Inverness, but I thought let's do it on camera, then where you guys can kind of see and sort of give me your feedback on how you think this works as well. We expect to go out there and prove a point today. Good luck out there, you're going to need it. Ignore praise. Alright, do we just say go out there and there's no pressure on you? Let's try that. Some passionate we have faith maybe to try and fire him up a little bit. It's a bit of a difficult one for team talks this, in that, I mean, we've really got nothing to play for. So, yeah, we'll just kind of just see how this goes. I think there's nothing... Well, first of all, I think this works decently against 4-4-2 because we need to try and outnumber them in midfield. Because we saw from the match stats when we played them last time, we struggled a little bit in the game. So I think having the 3 men in midfield might help with that a little bit. We need to defend a bit better, though. If that had gone in, that's when you just start to think it's not our day. It also means we have the extra man in defence. Not the best for Muche there, but Coping picks it up. Levitt. That's a terrible pass from Levitt. What has happened to our passing? We were working on distribution this week too in training. let's maybe give it a concentrate if we can here. We just don't... We were so good last episode, weren't we? And it's almost since then. We only got the 1-0 win against Kilmarnock, and since then we've really looked as though we're struggling a little bit. What did work in our favour against Aberdeen last time is that when we did get a goal, we did start to look a lot better. So I do wonder if maybe if it's a confidence thing in that sense. Here goes Levitt. That's ambitious. Just over the bar, though. Let's throw out a concentrate. Yeah, and our wide players are kind of... You saw Claire and the Wizard were kind of poor last game as well. That's not a great corner, and that might put us in a little bit of trouble, actually. It's so bad. So I think maybe giving them a bit of a break might help as well. We did have a team meeting saying that we've been doing okay. Let's sort of keep it going. I do wonder if that maybe wasn't the best message to send. They all reacted well. Everyone was green and happy and all that kind of stuff. So they reacted well to it. But I do just wonder if maybe what we needed to say is, guys, pull your finger out because we haven't been playing well. Come on. We stumbled across the line again last season too, didn't we? I wonder if it's a fitness issue or something. Taylor should get to that. Shinny in for Roberts. Something doesn't necessarily look right the way we're defending here, does it? Easy for Teddy Smith. Yeah, it doesn't look... We're not playing well again, are we? We're not playing well. Let's try it. Let's try to show some passion. Maybe demand more is what we need to say to them. We've got Hickey and Brophy on cards as well, which isn't ideal. Celtic's winning, which, I mean, they're going to win the league anyway, aren't they? So it doesn't really matter at this point. Yeah, I mean, Rangers is winning. If they were to win, it just keeps it interesting, doesn't it? If we don't pick up a result here, we're to get it down to 6 points. We still have to play Celtic. You would imagine in this form we're probably going to lose that. I'm going to be aggressive here and say I'm not pleased with that. That means if we have one more slip up, that we could be in a little bit of trouble. Of course, that assumes Rangers wins out as well, doesn't it? Now they've still got to play Celtic and Aberdeen as well, so they've got some big games coming up as well. We'll keep going with this. We'll struggle on for a little bit more here. I didn't really put wingers on the bench because I just want to rest them because Claire and Wizard weren't playing particularly well. Turnbull's gone off a little bit of form as well. Dominguez has signed a new contract, a 4-year deal, 2025 as well. So we do have Dominguez and Hartford here for the foreseeable future, both without release clauses, which is absolutely incredible. Taylor's not having his best game at sort of left back there, but we don't really have options. That's just past the post as well. We are clinging on. Desperately clinging on here. I wonder if neither of our fullbacks are particularly natural that far forward. We'll still play them as wingbacks, but maybe just coming from a little bit deeper. That might help them a little bit there. What are we, 70 minutes in here? So we should probably start making changes if things aren't working. We'll bring Dominguez on. What else? Brophy's not having a good game. So he's on a booking as well. Let's bring Innes Cameron on and let's try him as an advanced forward, perhaps. Yeah. Brophy seems to work really well as a sort of the lone man if we're playing sort of our usual formation as a poacher. He does play well in that position, but otherwise he does tend to struggle. I'm still struggling to get the best out of him, to be honest. Cochrane for Levitt. Can we put a little bit of quality together here? Let's maybe look. There we go. We've got Smith in acres of space. Can he get across him? We've got Cameron and Uche. They're both good in the air. It's headed away, though. Cochrane will pick that up. This is the first time we've actually looked like we're going to have a spell of possession in their half, doesn't it? Here we go. Dominguez. Let's make this count, please, boys. Let's make this count. Dominguez, that's a decent cross-field ball there for Taylor. What's he going to do for us? Absolutely nothing. And we don't have... With Mitchell injured, we have some youngsters. Maybe it's a good time to give them some chance to play some football. Teddy Smith with the save. Taylor almost looks like we'd be better off playing with 10 men, to be honest. He just looks that bad. Now, he is, of course, unhappy with me right now, so we are kind of struggling through that. I'm having a tantrum phase with him. I wonder if we just put Godinho out there, who's also having a tantrum, so maybe it doesn't really fix the problem, but let's do it anyway. Fresh legs, if nothing else. I tell you what, are we going to do, after a 10-goal episode last episode, are we going to do a 0-goal episode this time? Guys, I'm really, really sorry. It looks like that's what's happened. Oh, I mean, it's a decent point on the road in the end. But can we get something late on here? Levitt, he's got options. Oh, it's a decent intervention there by the defender. Can Cameron pick out someone with a cross? It's a good cross. It's still there with Dominguez. Can he lay it off to somebody? Cochrane, look at your fullback here getting forward. No, that's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And there it is. A quality lacking episode, that one. Sorry guys, I don't know what's happened to us. We did the same thing the end of last year. And we have just... Do we say unlucky for that? I'm far from pleased. With the season rapidly winding down, attention of Hearts fans turns to who will be the player of the season. Uche remains the bookies' favourite, with the Wizard also considered to be an outside chance. New boy Davy Turnbull and Academy superstar Lewis Hartford also considered outside chances. So Hearts fans, who do you vote for? Let us know in the comments. So there we go, we can't win the title now, but we kind of expected that anyway. We have qualified for the Europa League. That was our main goal, I think, this year. We had to make sure we got back into that. So that's all good. Celtic win the league again. Hooray for them. We have 75 grand a week. We've got 8 million to spend in transfers. Now, we're probably not going to spend all of that, but it's a nice little boost, isn't it? We can strengthen with that for next season. Let me know what you think in the comments of that new tactic there. Did it work? Did it not work? How would you tweak it? Is there another way you can see us playing that perhaps would be better? But not a classic episode was. I think we needed to change something, and at least we were still defensively sound with the new tactic as well. So that's decent. We played okay defensively. Just Greg Taylor there wasn't at his best. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. If you have enjoyed that, as I said, or if you like defensive football, maybe. If you don't like us scoring goals, make sure you hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to ring the bell if you want to know when I upload new episodes. We'll be back next time to wrap up the season away to Celtic. That may not end well either. We'll see how we go. But until next time, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. And here are our goals of the month for, it's probably March/April. Take care.